Now at 9, the district attorney is arguing against the possible release of the Menendez brothers. We have his reasoning.
And the Supreme Court is reviewing a Colorado law regarding conversion therapy. Discover the details tonight.
Next, a collision occurred off the northeast coast of England today. Find out the aftermath.
And a local organization has a mission to protect and heal the community, what it offers to survivors of domestic violence in Muncie.
A heat wave across Indiana. I'll tell you how much more we're going to warm up.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, and thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Amelia Winter.
And I'm Wyatt Mayer.
Today, Los Angeles District Attorney Nathan Hochman announced he would not support Eric and Lyle Menendez's efforts to be released from prison.
He believes they have maintained a decades-long lie that the 1989 murders of their parents were committed in self-defense.
The brothers are serving life sentences without the possibility of parole. Hochman has asked the court to withdraw a resentencing motion filed last year by his predecessor, George Gaskin. Gaskin advocated for the brothers to receive a sentence that would make them eligible for parole.
They go ahead and finally come clean with the court, with the public, with the DA's office, with their own family members, and acknowledge all these lies, and then can be said to have fully and completely accepted responsibility for their actions. In the future, the court can weigh these new insights into making a determination as to whether they now qualify for rehabilitation and resentencing.
The court can still proceed with a resentencing hearing scheduled for March 20th. However, Hochman's opposition threatens to overturn the momentum that has driven the brothers' latest bid for freedom.
The Supreme Court has agreed to review a Colorado law that bars mental health professionals from practicing conversion therapy for minors. Conversion therapy is a discredited practice that attempts to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity into straight or cisgender. Critics say it causes serious emotional harm and can have deadly results. In 2022, Kaylee Childs, a licensed counselor, challenged the law barring conversion therapy under the First Amendment. She claimed that patients voluntarily seek out her services. State officials countered that they may regulate the medical treatment of patients.
A medical helicopter crashed in some woods in Madison County, Mississippi today. The sheriff's office says there were fatalities. A pilot and 2 University of Mississippi Medical Center workers were on board, but no patients were on the flight. The school says the families of the victims are being contacted. There's no word on what caused the crash.
A Portuguese-flagged cargo ship smashed into a U.S.-flagged oil tanker carrying jet fuel off the northeast coast of England today. It sparked a huge fire, a dramatic rescue effort, and fears of environmental damage. It's not immediately clear how the collision happened. A member of parliament said one person was being treated in the hospital, but the 36 other crew members from both ships were safe and accounted for. The tanker that was hit, the Stena Immaculate, is part of a fleet of 10 tankers involved in a U.S. government program to supply its military with fuel.
Secret Service personnel shot a man outside of the White House yesterday. The agency said it already had information about the man, who they say was armed and reportedly suicidal. Agents saw a man matching his description and approached his car. As they did, officers said the man brandished a firearm, resulting in multiple shots fired. The person was taken to the hospital, and his condition remains unknown. The U.S. Secret Service said there were no injuries to members of their personnel. And we're going to have a look at your weather.
Yeah, it has been an unseasonably warm day across the Midwest, and Muncie was no different. You can see we started off in those upper 40s early this morning, but with clear skies, we saw some very quick warming as we headed into the midday, getting into those mid to even upper 60s once we got towards the middle of the day for 3 p.m. We haven't actually warmed up that much from yesterday, still close to 10 degrees up in Kokomo, 7 degrees in Muncie, 7 in Indianapolis. I'm going to time out for you later in the show. Some gusts coming tomorrow, an increase in temperature still going up from here, as well as some rainy days to end out our work week.
In the heart of Muncie, there's a vital resource for survivors of domestic violence, a place where safety, healing, and hope are provided. It's called A Better Way. With its mission to provide a safe environment for those escaping abuse, A Better Way has helped victims of domestic violence by offering a range of crucial services. The organization's core services are their safe shelter and crisis center. They also provide anything their community may need, such as clothing and furniture. Beyond shelter, A Better Way provides counseling services for emotional recovery and legal advocacy to help individuals navigate protective orders. There are many success stories coming out of their services. If you are interested in donating or volunteering, see their website or Facebook at A Better Way Services, Inc.
A case of meningococcal disease has been confirmed on the campus of the University of Virginia in Charlottesville that has sparked concern among some students about vaccine waivers. At the university, there is an option to be exempted from this measles vaccine. Student Brandon Williams believes it is too easy for students to get exempt from required vaccines. Take the meningococcal vaccine waiver, for example, which requires just a signature.
If we can't make it just a little bit harder for the people that don't have those actual medical or religious exemptions, if we don't make it just a little bit harder for them to not waive a life-saving vaccine, then maybe we'll have some better outcomes.
The CDC recommends the meningococcal vaccine for all preteens and teens, as well as children and adults who are at increased risk.
Muncie Central High School now has something in common with Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Indiana State Fair, and other big public places. NewsLink Indiana's Emma Matlock reports about a new change made to keep students, faculty, and staff safe.
Here at Muncie Central, obviously safety is at the top of the list.
This February, Muncie Central students walked into school with a new task added to their routine.
It is not that something can't happen, and we know that, but this is an added layer of protection.
A new $65,000 weapon detection system requires students, staff, and visitors to walk through 2 mobile pillars that detect weapons that could be concealed in a bag, backpack, or pockets. MCS spokesperson Andy Klotz says this new system has been in the works for more than a year and is now in use because of the increase of school safety incidents across the country. The city of Muncie made a donation to MCS to pay for it. Muncie Central senior LaDamian Brown and other students say they feel safer with the new system.
And I feel like it's good for our school and it'll be better over time. Everything evolves and people will start to adapt over time.
Senior Jamar Clark says getting used to the new system was odd at first. He says that the first week was chaotic.
At first I'm like, that might not be the best opinion for most people, but then after we figured out, we have like a rotation for it, I found out it created a better and safer environment for our school as a whole.
Klotz says the security system may be used in other Muncie schools in the future.
The vast majority of feedback we've received is that this has been a good thing.
In Muncie, Emma Matlock, NewsLink, Indiana.
Coming up, Congress is facing an important deadline this Friday, what this means for federal funding.
And the Premier of Ontario speaks on recently added trade tariffs, how he plans to increase electricity charges.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
Me the bed, see you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Hey there, Hoosiers. Are you ready to give your child a head start on their future? Indiana 529 savings plans are a simple way to save for their education. Plus, there are some great tax benefits. The best part? It's not just for college. Indiana 529 can be used for tech schools, trade programs, apprenticeships, and more. Start with just $10 a month at myindiana529.com to help them reach their dreams.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space. Space for all.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back. The Trump administration and the Department of Veterans Affairs are planning a reorganization, according to Associated Press.
This includes cutting over 80,000 jobs from the agency.
According to internal memo, the cuts are to be published in June. The memo instructs top-level staff to prepare for the agency-wide reorganization in August. The changes underway at the VA are prompting worry among veteran groups as they face layoffs and confusion about whether their services will be affected.
All eyes are on Congress this week as we're just days away from a potential government shutdown. Congress is facing a Friday night deadline to fund the government. House Speaker Mike Johnson's plan, released over the weekend, avoids a shutdown, pushing the issue further down the road. It calls for funding the government through September 30th, includes a $6 billion increase in defense spending, $13 billion in cuts to domestic spending, as well as money to support pieces of President Trump's agenda, including funds to help carry out additional ICE deportations.
The Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, announced today he is moving forward with a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to 3 U.S. states.
That's why I've been crystal clear. Until these tariffs are off the table, until the threat of tariffs is gone for good, Ontario will not relent. We will not back down, pausing some tariffs, making last-minute exemptions. It won't cut it. We need to end the chaos once and for all.
Ford says the surcharge will cost families and businesses in New York, Minnesota, and Michigan about an extra $100 per month. Ford also says if President Trump adds the new tariffs on Canadian goods, Ford will shut off the electricity completely.
After the break, I'll let you know just how much longer this record-touching heat will go on.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk, heart to heart. So let's talk, for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Hey man, was it a warm day today here in Muncie. Some clear skies helped us with that, keeping those clouds out of the way, helping us warm up a bit. Not too many of those left here in Delaware County. It's going to be clear skies tonight. Now, looking at our current temperatures, we're still very, very warm for this time of year right now. 58 in Muncie, 55 down in Indianapolis. Let's look at today's almanac. I mean, if you stepped outside at all, you could probably tell we are way above average. In fact, we're 20 whole degrees above our average high for this day of the year, 48 degrees, because we reached 68 today here at the Muncie Delaware County Airport. We're not quite at record highs, though. We're about 5 degrees off of that. A record high, 73 degrees, set back in 2009. But this is still unseasonably warm for the middle of March. We've warmed up a little bit more. 7 degrees in our 24-hour temperature change here in Muncie, 10 degrees in Kokomo. We're not done with that warming up, though, and I'll talk about that a little bit more here in a moment. Let's talk about this evening. 44 degrees will be our low. It's going to be clear skies. You got some light gusts up to 25 miles per hour, but nothing you really want to worry about too much. Those gusts are going to continue into early tomorrow morning, but they won't last throughout the whole of the day. Let's look at tomorrow's highs. 64 here in Muncie. We're going to start getting to 70 here in southern Indiana, 72 in Bloomington, 73 in Terre Haute. That won't quite reach Muncie and the greater Delaware County area yet. We will get there eventually. Looking at our wind gusts, you see those wind gusts again are going to continue a little bit into tomorrow morning. Early you still see those low to mid 20 gust speeds. They're just going to go down by the midday. So only some light winds overall. Let's take a look at our weather later this week. We actually don't have that many events once we start out the week, but when you get to Thursday, Friday, then we're going to start to see some showers. Let's look at our precision cast. You can see moderate cloud cover throughout the week once we get to Wednesday. Thursday, you're going to see some scattered showers once we get towards Friday. We're going to start to approach a major system moving through the Midwest, expecting to bring a decent amount of rainfall. Let's look at that. It's going to arrive Friday evening. Time this out for you. It's going to continue into Saturday morning. That's where we're going to see the majority of that rainfall overnight heading into Saturday. You'll see a little bit more of that rain heading out in the Ohio Valley, but it should be out of Indiana throughout most of the day on Saturday. So let's look at how much rainfall we're actually going to get. You're going to see those trace amounts heading into Friday. A little bit of those scattered showers on Thursday, potentially some on Friday. Saturday at 11 a.m. We're going to get up to about 1/3 of an inch Muncie in Indianapolis. Much more down in southwestern Indiana. That's where the majority of those showers will be focused. We'll get up a little bit higher throughout the day on Saturday, up to 3/4 of an inch here in Muncie, over an inch down in Shelbyville. But again, throughout the rest of the day, it is southeastern Indiana. We're going to see most of those showers. So not too much of a rain threat except for that overnight period, Friday into Saturday. Now, after that moves through, we're going to start to cool down a little bit. You're going to see that cold front that's going to get us down to the 50s on Saturday. 55 degrees will be our high, 54 on Monday. And I am ready for this nice, warm temperatures. It's not going to last forever, though. I'll just enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I got a brand new hammock for Christmas, so it was nice to be able to break that out and enjoy the warm weather.
Yes, definitely nice. Well, thank you so much, Ian. There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Josiah Veen has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Wyatt and Amelia. Worthing says goodbye to basketball seniors, and one senior is still setting records. All this and more next in sports.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you're reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh. My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Josiah View with sports. Today, Monday, March 10th, marks the start of the NFL's legal tampering period for the 2025 free agency window. This is a key moment in the NFL offseason when teams can begin negotiating with players who are unrestricted free agents. However, teams cannot officially sign players until the new league year starts at 4 p.m. on March 12th. There has been some major early signings around the league, such as quarterback Sam Darnold reaching an agreement with the Seahawks on a 3-year, $110 million deal, and another quarterback is on the move as Justin Fields agreed with the Jets on a 2-year, $40 million deal. Plus other key players such as Cam Bynum going to the Colts and Milton Williams agreeing with the Patriots. 6 seniors for Ball State women's basketball just played their final game at Worthen Arena. NewsLink Indiana's Jack Farrar caught up with the team after the game.
6 women's basketball seniors played their last guaranteed game in Worthen Arena on Saturday. And as a coach, it's not just about the wins, awards, or accolades. It's about something deeper, something that stays with you after the final whistle.
When you see them thoroughly just enjoy each other and the smiles are real, for me, that's more than a net that we cut down, more than a trophy that we got handed. That's everything.
As the season comes to an end, these seniors acknowledge how they came in as teammates and left as sisters, and how it propelled them to become so successful.
I mean, we spend every waking hour together. Like, no matter what we're doing, we're always together, so it's great. They're like my sisters now and everything. I just couldn't imagine this past 4 years without them.
As their final game approaches, for these seniors, it's not just about the game, but the unforgettable memories they shared both on and off the court.
For like the 4 of us, we were like just laying down, like just kind of just taking everything in and just I don't know, I can't even put into words. It's a really exciting feeling, a great feeling.
Final season for these seniors come to a close. It's clear their bond extends far beyond basketball. From the laughter after a tough game to the quiet moments soaking everything in. Basketball seems to be just the beginning of lifelong friendships and memories. The Cardinals currently have the #1 seed in the Women's MAC tournament and play Western Michigan on Wednesday, March 12th at Rocket Arena. In Muncie, Jack Farrar, NewsLink, Indiana.
Records were also broken on senior night. NewsLink Indiana's Dakota Atwood has more.
New heights have been climbed all throughout the season for the women's basketball program, but one height stands on a mountain of its own.
It's definitely one of the goals I've had coming in here, and especially doing it on my home floor. Want to do that too, and just on a good note, and just following the footsteps of what all the other players left for us.
Allie Becky, now the all-time assist leader in women's basketball history at Ball State University. She broke the mark of Carmen Grande of 697 assists. Becky, now at 699 and counting.
I mean, when I pass the ball, the hardest job they have to do is make it. So, I mean, my part is easy. So I couldn't be more grateful, and it's cool just to see my name with all those great basketball players.
Record after record. Head coach Brady Salih believes Becky's number 0 should be retired and hung in the rafters.
She is clearly one of the best to ever come through here. I was lucky enough to coach Natalie Fontaine, who I think is the best to ever come through here. We need to start getting some women's jerseys hanging up in this place.
The Lady Cards look to make the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2009, where they beat Tennessee in the first round. In Worthen Arena, Dakota Atwood, NewsLink Indiana.
So the women's basketball team has to be one of the hottest teams on campus, and they start in the MAC tournament this week. Are you guys excited to watch them play?
So excited to watch them play, especially Allie Becky. She's been doing amazing on the court lately.
Yeah, I had the pleasure to go to one of the women's basketball games at Worthen Arena, and oh my God, the experience was unreal watching her play. I just couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, they're an exciting team to watch play. I really hope they win this tournament. There were 1 seed, so heavy favorites, but if they win this tournament, they're going to go dancing in March. It's going to be a good day.
Yes, it will be. Yes, and the crowd get excited. It'll be good. It'll be really good. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Josiah. Coming up, Evan Schatz will give us a look at some Disney-themed campus coverage.
And stay tuned for a final look at weather.
Yarr! All I wanted was my treasure, and I wound up with a lawsuit from my neighbors. And a belly full of regret.
Thanks, Salty Pete. What a powerful dig story. Okay, great class, everybody. Before we go, let's stand and say the safe digging pledge. Shovels don't know right from wrong, but I do. And I'll always contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before digging. It's the only way to dig.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. My name is Evan Schatz, and this is your campus coverage. The Interior Design Alliance is preparing to tell interior design students, be our guest. Interior design students can wish upon a star tomorrow night from 6 to 8 p.m. in a Disney-themed event. Coordinated by the Interior Design Alliance, the event will be divided into 2 parts, with the first including a Disney-employed speaker and the second including a design charrette inspired by Disney characters. The goal is to explain the different avenues to help interior design students go infinity and beyond in a career. IDA President Olivia Kelly says the Mouse has a spot for interior design and development.
Something that people don't really realize is like someone has to be there to design all of the theme park itself. So they have what they call them Imagineers, but some of them are engineers, interior designers, architects.
The event is located at the Applied Technology Building in room 262 and is open to any and all students at Ball State. Be sure to have your Ball State ID to sign in and attend. The next Interior Design Alliance event is a meeting with Sherwin-Williams on Tuesday, March 18th.
That is just so cool. It's such a fun and cute event for everyone to get involved in. I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yes. You know, I grew up on Disney, so it's really neat to see like events like this being hosted at Ball State.
Yep. Yep.
I agree. Well, thank you so much, Evan. We're going to have a final look at your weather with Ian.
Yeah, hey, we're going to see those high temperatures stick around for just a little bit longer. Wednesday, 66 degrees, 69 on Thursday, pushing those 70s, a chance of some scattered showers that day as we move closer to Friday. Friday evening, we're going to see a major system move across the Midwest, bringing us some rain. 72 degrees will be our high, finally getting to those 70s. They'll stick around early on Saturday. See that rain continue throughout the morning. Then we're going to get into the evening. We're going to start to cool back down as cold front moves through.
I'm excited. It'll be good. It'll be warm, nice little rain, but it'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be great up until then, at least.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Ian.
Thank you. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page, YouTube channel, and WCRD 91.3.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.